Things that you guys noticed that was a little difficult about this IDE procedure. Yes.
There's very little space to move.
Yes, exactly. So what are some things that could actually help you out in such tight confinements? Anybody? Yes, Philip.
Close arch.
Yes, closed arch. So you'll see this a lot, was that you have, when you go to FTP, you're probably gonna have a lot more than this in your flights, and not to mention less space. The kind of space that they give you over there is usually by 70 feet by 70 feet. So that's still not a lot. So make sure you use every little bit of space that you have. Another thing that could help you out is mark timing. So you don't have to halt your flight and waste time and calling another extra command. You just mark time them in the spot and make sure as a flight commander, if you do not know your, the next sequence, you must be at the proper position. Can anybody tell me what that position is? Yes, Cadet Jennings.
Cadet Seal, Cadet Jennings, Alpha
not
Flight.
Cadet Seal.
I'm sorry, Cadet Co.
Yes.
Cadet Jennings, Alpha Flight. You have to be, the flight has to be at the halted position.
No. What does the flight commander have to be in order to see the next sequence? Like
on-
what is the degree of angle that the arm must be and where
Must be
position of the
parallel.
flight commander? Yes, parallel to the floor. Eyes caged only to the paper.
Right.
Position of attention.
And you're at attention. But your flight can be mark timing at that. Yes.
Be a little bit on the right side.
So your eyes caged, looking north, but just the paper, please. All right, so if any POCs, if you guys could give any tips to the GMCs right now. Yes, Cadet Doling.
So for the verbiage for reporting in and reporting out, so just remember that it's sir, ma'am, blank flight is ready for drill evaluation. So ready for drill evaluation. But when you report out, it's sir, ma'am, blank flight has completed the drill evaluation. There's no the in the first in reporting in. It's prepared for drill evaluation, has completed the drill evaluation. Does that make sense? Just remember that.
Oh, yes, sir.
You are allowed to call your flight out and call them back in on the drill pad in any position that you wish at the beginning of it. So look at your card and look at the first couple of commands that you have to call and station yourself in the most optimal position. That's really oftentimes the difference between somebody who completes their card all the way and somebody who doesn't.
Oh, yes, sir.
So when you're looking at the drill cards, usually it'll be more than 5 commands. Sometimes it'll be upwards of 10 or 15. Don't get overwhelmed by looking at the entire card right when you get it. I mean, go through and ask any questions you have. But the best technique that I've used is just memorize the first 3 or 4, and then execute those, and then halt the flight. Look at the next couple, execute those, halt the flight, memorize the next few, execute. Don't look at the whole card and think you have to memorize the whole thing. So, just a tip I use.
All right, so just make sure when you're doing this, they're testing on 5 main things, which is your command presence, your command voice, your ability to control your formation, your bearing, and also your time management. So make sure you hit that time mark. If not, try not to go too far from the 3-minute mark, please. Yes, Cadet Kim.
What is the difference between command present and command voice?
Command presence is, I guess, how well you could show that you're in charge. And your command voice is if you're properly inflecting the voice and if everybody can hear you very well. Any other questions before we end this?
Make sure you're enunciating the commands well. Make sure you're very clear and concise, because if you're mumbling or you're not giving clear commands, your flight's not going to execute it properly. And if you don't execute the movement properly, the evaluator won't even count it.
Make sure there's a voice inflection chart as well. There's a certain way that the Air Force calls their commands, right? So please look at that. Other than that, any POCs have any other input? All right, that's it for today. Thank you guys.